Terry, mate. What are we doing, man?
What a waste of time,
Mate. You just got to laugh, mate. There's nothing else at this point, is there?
If you don't laugh, like, what do you like? I'm telling you, man. I'm questioning everything. Like, why do we care so much?
Mate, all I've known with this football club is pain, mate. Like, there's never been the glory days of Carlton for us. You know what I mean?
Never.
It's just I keep the 95 replay on handy when I'm feeling down. You know, and we got blokes. We're kicking 2 goals in a half of AFL football with elite players on paper. And you know, and we're missing Jones, and I felt like that was a fairly big part of it, because you had Wiedering, you know, running across guarding the 2 big fellas, and you had Tom Hawkins oiled up like a frying pan down there. But you know what I mean, mate? It's just, and we got Walsh with the team on his shoulders, a 21-year-old bloke. I don't know, Terry, man. I don't know.
I got your message. So you left. You had enough. You left early.
Yeah. We left about 15 into the last, 10 minutes into the last.
I don't blame you. I don't blame.
Mate, it was so difficult to watch, and the umpires crucified us too. But you know, they do that every week, so I won't repeat myself. But it's getting real painful, man. And I tell you what, if we lose next week, mate, they really might riot.
They'll hear us. Really, that's for sure. They will hear us. What do you make of what needs to change? Like, I mean, I know there's a review going on and it's whatever, but like, what are you feeling? Like, what needs to change? What are the specific changes that have got to be made?
Yeah, you know, it's hard, mate, because you know we go from losing 5 on the trot to then, you know, beating, you know, a couple sides that aren't too crash hot, you know, and then we turned around and all of a sudden we're saying, you know, we got a sniff, you know, these players, you know, they're pulling their head in, and then we come back to earth playing against a, you know, in my mind, probably the side that might take home the chocolates this year. So it looks like there's not too much direction, mate, right? And we really don't know how to win, and we never have, you know. Well, since I was born, mate. I was born in '99, and you know, it's not a winning culture, you know, at this football club. Dare I say it? You know what I mean? So, and you know, as the last bloke was saying, I'm not on the Teague train, and I'm not off it, but you know, I don't think Teague would have kicked 14 points tonight.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's difficult to say, mate, because we're just so on and off, and it's just wrecking us as a football club. Yeah. So inconsistent, mate. But you know, I want to get your take on the Clarko situation, mate, because our football club's been throwing a lot around within this discussion.
You know, I've obviously been thinking about it, and at first instance, it's like, absolutely, you got to get him. The more I think about it, when you got to think about the whole picture, like, is Clarko at his best, or is Clarko's best behind him? And I think I'm just fearful of what happened with Mick. And Mick was past his best, and yes, he was doing it for the wrong reasons. It sounds like Clarko still has the passion. It's still, you know, it's still burning in there and all of that. But my only question about it would be, is he at his best in 2022 to 2026? Because I'm assuming you get him in for 4 or 5 years, right? Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm just mindful of. If we go after Clarkson and we cut ties with Teague, are we going to get Clarkson's best? And that is the one thing that I just think of. And it's real easy to say, yeah, premiership coach knows what to do, masterpiece, mastermind, all of that. But we have to make sure, man, we can't get it wrong. We can't afford to get it wrong, man. Seriously.
Because, mate, how many coaches have we gone through since Radden? 4 or 5?
Malthouse, Bolton, Teague.
Minus the caretakers in Barker.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Others. Well, Teague was caretaker for a little bit, and then he got. But yeah, because mate, it's not even a rebuild at this point, mate. We're just shit. It's not a It's not a rebuild. And I have mates that go, geez, it's the longest rebuild. I said, mate, we've stopped our rebuild. You know, we're meant to contend at this point. There's no longer a rebuild. We're just an average side.
Yeah. I mean, when they're teenagers in 2018 and, you know, Paddy Dow's a young boy and a teenager and all of that,
That's right.
We copped it because we knew they were actually, their bodies were not fit for competing with men. But that's at some point that's got to end. And for me, that was last year, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I had expectations for finals this year. I'm pretty sure everyone did.
So we should.
Know?
So we should.
That's right. I thought, mate, every team should go in the year thinking they're playing finals, mate. Even if you're not, what are you there for? You know, and even regarding the Clarko situation, mate, like I'm looking at Hawthorn, and it's probably, you know, the worst side they've put together in the last decade or, you know, decade and a bit. So I just think, you know, I look at our list, mate, and on paper, mate, this list, you know, dare I say it, it seriously looks like a top 4 side on paper.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's unreal. And then I think if you bring Clarko into that and you let Clarko work with what we've got, you know, I seriously cannot see a downside to it at all. You know, and I was speaking about this to my old man as well, and I feel like you know, even regarding the coaching role, you know, at the start I thought Teague was a good fit because he bleeds Carlton, mate. He played for the side. That's why even to this day, mate, I still thought we should have kept Rats. I never thought we should have got rid of Rats in the first place. You know, we had a few dodgy games, and all of a sudden he was shown the door. You know, you got to have someone there who's so passionate about this club and has a history in it, you know, because when the players hurt, the coach has got to hurt as much. So, and, you know, Clarko's rough as guts too. And, you know, there's a few decisions that sort of, you know, didn't sit well with me. And I know, you know, a lot of people hype up Plowman and they think he's good, but, mate, you know, we let Simo go. And you've seen a lot of errors that Plowman does. And I know Simo was getting on, but, mate, you know, if you perform, then you get a game is sort of what you should go by. I think, you know, I might be out of line by saying that, but, mate, if you perform, you're playing. Simple as that.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro. No, I feel it. No, it's good to have you on. Appreciate you coming on and joining me.
No worries, brother. I'll speak to you soon.
Take it easy, bro.